Every year, people are always speculating about Giannis Antetokounmpo leaving the Milwaukee Bucks. And what usually follows is that he signs a contract extension. He's been so loyal that he's one of the few remaining people on the Bucks' 2021 championship winning team. But when is loyalty too costly and choosing to win the better move to make?
First round exit, third year in a row.
He got fresh air, P. He needs some fresh air for sure.
There's no doubt that the Greek freak just wants to win.
In the Milwaukee Bucks organization, which is the same thing I say every single year I've been with the Bucks. As long as we are in for a championship, as long as nobody's comfortable, as long as everybody sacrifices the same amount of time and sweat and blood that I've sacrificed for this city to win a championship, we are all good.
But is it finally time to accept that he can't win in Milwaukee again? If so, where will Giannis Antetokounmpo be playing next season? The thing about winning the NBA championship once is that it's easy for critics to call it luck. And every year it's been that way for Giannis and the Bucks, and it's only gotten worse every year. 2022, they made it to the second round and lost to the Celtics in 7 games. After that, it's been first round losses to Miami in 5 and the Pacers for the last 2 seasons. Now can they at least be hopeful for a better 2026? Damian Lillard, who was supposed to be Giannis' co-star, tore his Achilles and is expected to miss most of next season. And remember, the Bucks gave up nearly every future pick until 2031 just to get him. The current roster is falling apart. Brook Lopez is 36 and can't keep up with quicker bigs anymore. As for Kyle Kuzma, he's proven to be ineffective. In Game 1 against the Pacers, he put up 0 points in 22 minutes. Defensively, it's even worse. Ever since they traded Jrue Holiday in 2023, the Bucks' perimeter defense has been cooked. The Pacers shot over 50% in the series, with guys like Halliburton and Nembhard slicing them up on switches. Milwaukee, once a top defensive team, dropped to 20th in defensive rating. And yet, Giannis is still playing like an MVP. He averaged 33 points, 15 rebounds, and 6 assists on 62% shooting. In Game 5, he dropped a 30-point triple-double with 20 rebounds, something that's only been done 3 other times in playoff history, but none of it mattered. The second he left the floor, the Bucks fell apart. With him on the court, they were plus 9.1 per 100 possessions. Without him, negative 2.7. This is a player in his 30s, in the middle of his prime, playing on a team that's going nowhere. Milwaukee's cap is a disaster. 85% of their 2026 payroll is tied up in just 3 players: Giannis, Lillard, and Kuzma. No draft picks, no trade assets, no flexibility.
Pat, I'll give you a quick rundown. They don't have any cap space. They're very limited with players that they can trade with value. So when you think about how can you improve this team, you need players that other people want to really give up a lot for. They just don't have that. Bobby Portis is going to be a free agent. That's really the only guy that you can look at that would bring back significant value, but he's not. They don't have rights to him potentially. He's a free agent.
So this isn't like the other years. The Bucks need to make a change now, and so does the Greek freak.
I think everything around Giannis Antetokounmpo right now, it's going to take some time because they just lost, and the way he operates, he's going to talk to his representation. Eventually, there's going to be a meeting between him and the Bucks, and eventually they're going to have to get on the same page.
The truth is, at this point, the Bucks' future looks very bleak. They mortgaged their future for Damian Lillard and Kyle Kuzma. According to Bleacher Report, Milwaukee's payroll is sitting at a brutal $267.9 million for the 2025-26 season, the 3rd highest in the league. And 85% of that is locked into Giannis, Lillard, and Kyle Kuzma. 3 players. One of them's hurt, one's washed, and one's been carrying the entire franchise for over a decade. But in a league that has a brutal business side that can get you traded even when you want to stay, Giannis will have to make a decision quickly if he truly wants to win. And for a player of his quality, any team he joins at this point becomes an instant title contender. But which teams are preferable? Well, Giannis has set his mind about what he wants for European players in the NBA.
Now that a European will be, I believe, the face of the Lakers, this is something new for Europe. It's never happened before. We had Pau Gasol. Obviously, he was a great player, and how was it? Vujovic? Great guy. One of my close friends, but I I mess up his name all the time. Now it's I just love it. You know what I want? I want Luka to the Lakers. I want Jokic to the Knicks. I want all the Europeans to go to all the big markets.
There's a message in there. Giannis sees the shift. European stars are heading to the biggest markets and biggest stages as the league is going global. And for a guy who's been top 5 in jersey sales for 6 straight years, there's no reason to play small. So this isn't like the previous years where it's simply Giannis putting up freakish performances while surrounded by dysfunction. This time, they have no picks, no flexibility, and Lillard, set to turn 35, will likely miss the whole of next season. The Bucks are out of answers, and Giannis isn't just chasing another ring. He's chasing legacy. He's openly said he wants to be remembered like Hakeem Olajuwon. That kind of drive doesn't wait around for a rebuild. That kind of drive demands action. So yeah, a trade request isn't just possible this summer, it feels inevitable. But where is he going?
So then you looking like, damn, we don't got no assets to get better. It's got to be a conversation like, look, I gave my all to the Milwaukee organization. I appreciate what y'all done to grow my career, but I just think, we have to have a mutual agreement to like, let me see what else is out there for me.
Giannis Antetokounmpo looking to move away from Milwaukee means the NBA's power balance is about to explode. But based on the teams on his radar and his goals, one team looks most likely to land the Greek Freak. But let's check out the teams.
If I'm Giannis and we don't get past this first round, I think I'm going to sunny Miami. Listen, it's wide open over there. You can start something new. It's a really big market.
Pat Riley's never been shy about chasing stars, and Giannis is the kind of generational talent Miami lives for. The Heat culture, led by Riley and Eric Spoelstra, is built for a player like Giannis. Obsessed with winning, willing to grind, and desperate for a second ring. Pairing him with Bam Adebayo, who averaged 2.1 blocks in the 2025 playoffs, creates a terrifying defensive front court. And in Spoelstra's switch-heavy system, Giannis would feast. However, there's a problem. Miami's asset chest is thin, just 3 tradable firsts left, and their playoff sweep at the hands of Cleveland exposed glaring holes in the roster. Next, we have the New York Knicks, who have been eyeing Giannis for years. Fresh off a 51-31 season, New York would become a real contender with Giannis. Also, the Greek Freak has openly praised Madison Square Garden for his energy. But more importantly, pairing him with Jalen Brunson, who dropped 40 points to send the Knicks into the Eastern Conference semifinals against the Celtics, would be a dream. Also, Thibodeau's defense-first mentality also fits Giannis's identity. But unfortunately, the Knicks have 0 unprotected first-round picks available. So while Giannis is their dream, the price might be brutal. Next, we have the Golden State Warriors, who earlier made their move for Giannis, but his loyalty forced them to settle for Jimmy Butler at the trade deadline. But the Warriors haven't given up. With 4 titles since 2015, a global brand, and Steph Curry still shooting 42.7% from deep, they're still a top destination. But here's the dilemma. The fit is clunky. Steph, Jimmy, and Giannis all need the ball. Plus, there's a certain Buddy Hield who's also holding onto the ball a lot. Then, Golden State's salary situation is yet another headache, as they need to match $54.1 million in contracts to make this happen. Another option that has been mentioned is the Chicago Bulls, which basically stems from a Giannis quote from 2023.
I think anybody who asks that question that plays basketball, if he said no, he'd be a liar. It's a team that won multiple championships. It's a team that one of the greatest players, if not the greatest player to ever play this game, played for. So it's a no-brainer. Everybody would love to play for Chicago.
Unfortunately, nostalgia isn't enough. Chicago's roster is a mess. Despite Zach LaVine's averaging 25.2 points last season before being traded to the Kings, the Bulls stumbled to a 27-55 record. Their asset pool is dry, with only a top 10 protected 2025 pick left in the chamber. Giannis leaving the Bucks for the Bulls will be jumping from the frying pan to fire. Then the Houston Rockets are quietly assembling a war chest too. With Jalen Green, Alperen Şengün, and 4 first-round picks in 2025 alone, Houston could throw a serious offer Milwaukee's way. But for a player like Giannis, if he leaves the Bucks, he should be headed for a team that has a huge chance of winning, or offer the media firepower of Miami, New York, or the Bay. But what if the Greek freak doesn't want to be in a big market? After all, it doesn't really matter in this social media age. What if he just wants to win? After all, he has made mention of wanting to end his career like Tim Duncan, successful, but not in the limelight. He just wants proper team management, coaching, and structure. So, what team offers this while almost guaranteeing a title?
So, if I'm hearing him correctly, he's saying there's a world, depending on what happens next Tuesday night, in which we could have a team in the NBA next year that has Wembanyama, Giannis, and De'Aaron Fox on it.
God help everybody in the Western Conference.
The idea of pairing Giannis with Victor Wembanyama isn't just intriguing, it's terrifying. Also, San Antonio's treasure chest is overflowing. 17 first-rounders through 2031, including their own and Atlanta's 2025 picks. Stephon Castle, their 2024 lottery pick, could headline the package. And let's not forget that the Spurs now have the legendary Popovich, aka El Jefe, as president.
I'm no longer a coach, I'm El Jefe.
While the Miami Heat, New York Knicks, and Golden State Warriors dominate Giannis Antetokounmpo trade rumors, there's no better fit than the Spurs. And being top 5 in jersey sales since 2019 means that even in a small market, Giannis still remains a powerful global brand. The problem with the Bucks was never the market size. It's the fact they can't compete anymore.
Their options are very, very limited to make this team better, and I think that's a reality. Eventually, in the coming weeks, Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Bucks will be discussed.
So do you think this move will happen? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, watch This Is What the Face of the NBA Actually Looks Like next.